War, Love, Meow by Dr. Dylan Doe. Chapter 6. The sun slowly lowered from the sky, making the shadow of the forest glide into the black of night. Tu wondered, should I have left Fiat and the Meowies? How will I survive all alone in nature? This fox doesn't seem to provide me any help in staying alive while I follow him. She hungered. She did eat a few berries as they traveled during the day, but that hardly satisfied her. She could do nothing about food for now, so she tried to sleep. Her body had no desire to move, but her mind refused to shut down. So much had happened in such a short period of time. She almost had an amazing romance with the hunk of a captain before the object orbiting Jupiter distorted and killed him, and then apparently transported them to whatever part of space this planet rotated in. Wait, where am I? Tu could not see the stars through the tree cover. She saw some, but didn't recognize any constellations. She had no idea where in space she was. Tu found this whole world amazing, so much to see. Beautiful creatures, fairies, talking animals, and magic. How does this magic work? It couldn't really be unexplainable magic. Some properties that science can understand must explain the magic of this world. Somehow, Tu fell asleep. She dreamed of centaurs, not scary savages that the Meowies described, but majestic brutes who valued chivalry. She rode on the manly centaurs as wind blew into her smiling face. At night, she cuddled against their rough fur. A handsome centaur walked her through the forest and showed her the location of fruit trees. He told her respectable jokes and she laughed with glee. At the end of their date, he laid her weary body gently on the ground. Her hands rubbed through the thick, coarse hair of the attractive centaur. She lay on her back. The centaur bent on its front two knees and leaned over her for a kiss. She squeezed his burly arms in anticipation of his lips. The centaur drooled its warm, gooey saliva on Tu's face. Ew! Tu's eyes groggily opened. Her hand held the thick brown fur of a large bear drooling on her lips. Oh heavens, a bear has intruded my wonderful dream. She looked into the eyes of the bear. Behind those eyes she did not see the intelligence of a talking animal, but the hunger of a man-eating bear. She screamed. The bear stood and growled. Tu leapt to her feet and backed away while staring at the bear. It dropped down on all fours and walked toward her, snarling. Its bear saliva dripped down its large yellow teeth. Tu continued to back up as terror gripped her mind. Thump! She backed into a tree. The bear stood up and swung its massive paw at Tu's face. She turned her head and screamed. The leaves above her rustled and a large Meowie leapt from the tree, crashing into the bear paw. The air from the paw swing blew into Tu's eyes. The bear backed up and growled. Between Tu and the massive bear stood a single Meowie with its hair on end, hissing. The large Meowie had white hair with a cap and saddle design of camouflage stripes. The cap pattern on its head made it look like a superhero, and if it saved Tu from a bear, it would be. The Meowie slowly stepped toward the bear. Both animals puffed themselves up to look even more intimidating. To Tu's surprise, the bear stepped backwards, but hissing and growling continued. Another step forward by the Meowie, another step backward by the bear. Another forward, another backward. A few more steps. The bear let loose a sigh, turned around, and walked off. The Meowie watched the bear for a minute before turning to Tu. Relief rushed through her. She dropped to her knees and pet the Meowie vigorously. Good, Meowie, good! Thank you so much. Such a brave Meowie, it purred. Tu had not seen a Meowie this big and muscular before. After Tu's arms grew tired from stroking and rubbing all sides of the Meowie's head and body, she stopped. Who are you? The Meowie looked up at her proudly. I'm Trey, one of the 3 remaining Meowhicans. We live east of the river and work for Parliament. I'm here at the command of Prime Minister Meowgrid Scratcher to watch you in the east. Now that we've met, there's no point in spying on you from the shadows. I like how your hands feel rubbing through my fur, human. I will guide you. My brothers and I are masters of the East. Tu defiantly replied, Thank you for saving me, but I'm following the golden fox in hopes that it brings me home. Trey smirked. I won't impede you, only help. He stared solemnly into Two's eyes. His confidence made Two think she could trust this Meowie. You look hungry. Trey climbed the tree he came from and bounded down with a giant fish in his mouth. He had to arc back to hold the huge thing. He held it up for Two. I don't eat raw fish. Raw? I cook with fire. Trey opened his jaws and the fish plopped on the ground. Just like the centaurs. Well, just eat it. I eat fish, raw as you put it, all the time. Two looked down at the fish. She needed energy if she was to survive this journey. She grabbed it. I suppose I'll take a few bites. Tomorrow night, I'll figure out how to start a fire. Two and Trey cuddled together as they slept. Trey didn't quite understand it, but this space traveler had the ability to please him well. Her cuddles, strokes, and scratches felt so good. Maybe Scratcher was not justified in her fear of these strange space creatures. He could definitely get used to the warm hands of human beings. Too bad the fox they were following would likely lead her to her doom.